So over the last couple of days, we've gotten tons of news regarding Arrow and its final season. It's kind of interesting that we're getting all of this cool news now, because since Comic Con is still a couple of days away. Like you would think that they would hold out and announce all of this kind of stuff at Comic Con, but nope, they're going right out the gate announcing it now before Comic Con. Maybe this means they've got even bigger announcements for Comic Con, but we have three smallish to biggish announcements. The first one is that Kat McNamara, I believe her name is, who played Mia in season 7 in the Flash Forwards. She is up to regular status for the final season, and this obviously comes with the idea that the Flash Forwards are going to be a huge part of the final season. Unfortunately, I'm not a big fan of that. But yeah, the Flash Forwards are going to probably be big for season 8, which makes sense that she'll be up to regular for that. On top of that, a couple months ago, the actor who plays Connor Hawke, I forget his name, was also up to regular status. On top of this, Mark Guggenheim has been tweeting out like costumes for Arrow's final season, but they're like really close-up views of them. One of them was black, one of them was brown. He says they're different costumes. It's likely that these are going to be Mia and Connor's costumes. Connor, because the green and brown costume looks very similar to Connor Hawke's comic book costume, and we know that Joseph, who plays Connor, is getting a new costume for the final season because he had he put up on Instagram this picture of some gift wrap box with his script on top of it that implied that it was a new suit, which makes sense with what Mark Guggenheim was teasing. And then Maya probably gets the black suit, which goes with what she normally wears. On top of that, we now know the title for Season 8, Episode 1, which is called Starling City. This is really interesting because Starling City was only the name of the city for Seasons 1, 2, and 3. From Season 4 onwards, it was called Star City. The fact that Starling City kind of gives us an idea that maybe at some point in the future, the city is renamed Starling City, maybe, which could go with Flash Forwards. But the most likely thing, in my opinion, and what I really hope for, is that the Monitor and Oliver are traveling throughout time as well as the multiverse, which will bring them to Starling City, which, the past from Arrow Season 1 to 3, which will be awesome. So there's a couple cool news bits, but they're not the big things I want to talk about. The Starling City thing is pretty big, but Colin Donnell, who plays Tommy Merlyn, and Josh Segarra, who plays Adrian Chase, they're going to be back in Season 8. I think they're just a guest starring role, which normally guest star means one episode. It's possible they're in the same episode, or it's possible they're in separate episodes. But the fact that they've been announced now makes me feel like they are in the premiere, because the premiere starts shooting, I think it starts shooting this week, and with Starling City, they all the cast of the script for the episode now, and we're getting all these announcements of regular cast members and new costumes and whatnot. I think that this lines up well that Colin Donnell and Josh Segarra are going to be in the premiere. But the thing is that they're not going to be the normal characters we know. So here is what EW Entertainment Weekly has said about this. Entertainment Weekly has learned that Colin Donnell and Josh Segarra will guest star in the CW superhero drama's final season. Donnell played Oliver's best friend Tommy Merlyn in Season 1, and Segarra starred as Season 5 Big Bad Adrian Chase, or Prometheus. However, fans should expect a twist when they return, because this is Arrow. Adrian Chase comes back in a different way than expected, showrunner executive producer Beth Schwartz tells EW. We're really excited about that because obviously he's one of our favourite villains. Meanwhile, Donnell is not coming back as the Tommy we know, teases executive producer Mark Guggenheim. So honestly, what they said about Donnell and Segarra playing Merlyn and Chase, it could apply to either character. Like, they worded them both differently, but they mean the same thing in my opinion. Like, Tommy's coming back as not the Tommy we know, and Adrian Chase comes back in a different way than expected. That could be either character. Like, they both could mean the same thing. So it doesn't really give us much, but I just thought I'd do a quick video kind of theorizing on what this could mean. It's possible that it's one of two things. Time travel, we're seeing versions of them from the past. Maybe an Adrian Chase before he joins up with Talia, like before he knows how to fight. Maybe a Tommy Merlyn, like, I don't know, at some point when Oliver goes away. Or maybe it could be a different Earth version, which is what I'm really hoping for. I would love us to see different Earth versions of Adrian and Tommy. Maybe a version of Tommy where he's the Dark Archer, or maybe a version of Adrian where he's a hero. Like, it would just be really cool to see things like this. And with it being the final season, I think they need to take tons of chances and do things that we would never see them do in different seasons. And the whole Monitor and Oliver situation, the fact that they're going to be traveling through time in the multiverse, it really does give us a chance to see versions of characters that we would never see otherwise. I would really like if Tommy and Adrian were somehow tied into Crisis and Infinite Earths. I think that'd be awesome. Maybe even them helping out in some way in Crisis and Infinite Earths, which makes it could make sense. This season is going to have so much to juggle with and so much to handle. Like, between the flash forwards taking up a lot of screen time, between all of these guest characters returning, between Oliver and the Monitor doing their stuff, and between setting up for Crisis and Infinite Earths, it's going to be crazy to see how they handle the season, and I'm a little bit worried and skeptical that they might not handle it in the best possible way. They might just be overwhelmed with the amount of stuff they have to do, and it could end up being underwhelming. I really hope it doesn't, though. So yeah, this is just a really short video, just where I want to kind of talk about the stuff that we got and just have a little bit of my thoughts on it, and a little kind of theories, I guess. But thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and all that. And if you have any ideas for Marvel or DC videos, please let me know, and I would love to hear them, and I hope you have an awesome day.